Hey everybody, Justin Cena here. How's it going? I've got a really great video for you here today. I'm going to show you lots of different strategies that are going to allow you to sell your Shopify business or your e-commerce business. This is all about the keys to selling your Shopify store in any niche. And you see the link directly below this video. You see it on screen right now as well. Make sure you check that link out. We'll talk more about the free training. But first, let's jump into this. So how do you know that you're ready to sell your Shopify store? Well, you might be feeling burnt out. You might be feeling overwhelmed, right? There's a lot of different tasks that you're going to be having, a lot of different hats that you're going to be wearing. And, on top of that, you might not be clear on your exit plan. Are you going to run this continuously? Are you going to run for 6 months, 6 years, 10 years? You're going to give it to your kids? Are you going to sell it in a week? What's your exit plan here? These are all kind of signs that you're ready to sell your Shopify store, especially when you're feeling burnt out or overwhelmed and you're just simply not having a good time doing it anymore. Remember that as entrepreneurs, we really should be able to kind of pick businesses that we enjoy doing or have passion in. It's going to really allow us to kind of make everything run a bit more smoothly. So when you kind of get to these questions in your head, you need to kind of start asking yourself, okay, let's look to the next step. Is my business even sellable? And the only way for you to sell your business is to have a sellable business. 80% of businesses won't sell. And it's not because they can't make money, right? It's because they aren't positioned to be a kind of attractive asset to different buyers. And the only way to create sellable businesses is to optimize for the 5 pillars of business. This is going to basically create, and this is what Say Yes Enterprises does. Really, this is going to create a setup where your store obviously is going to be profitable and successful, right? That's kind of step one, of course, but also presentable and attractive in terms of more than just the dollars and cents to potential buyers, talking about systems, talking about processes, talking about consistency. And that's really kind of all why you would work with Say Yes Enterprises to get your store to have those qualities that are looked at by every single sophisticated buyer. Right? People are not going to come in and say, oh, wow, that's cool. You sold 100 pieces of this t-shirt, right? No, they want to see that you have a big catalog, consistent sales, email addresses, data, systems, processes, all these things that allow for a buyer to jump in and then continue to have that success. So why would you want to work with Say Yes? Well, first of all, they've personally helped a little bit more than 500 companies by the age of 30, talking about the owner over there, and really started going with kind of that online entrepreneurial mode back when he was 24, bought his first business at 29, really learned a lot from Say Yes Enterprises because they are kind of the top of the expert circle when it comes to buying businesses, and because of that expertise, understanding how to position your business to do it. And Say Yes is really all about kind of being that mentor to your store to say, okay, we need to get profit, we need to get success, but we also need to have these kind of fundamentals that will allow you to really cash out and exit for that big picture dollar amount that everyone always dreams of. So what are some of the keys to selling your Shopify store? Strategy number 1, knowing your sunset scenario. We'll get into that a little bit more. Strategy number 2, understanding the SSP model. This is really the key here, in my opinion, and really kind of the basis of what Say Yes will do to make sure that your store is sellable, scalable, and really kind of has everything to be presentable to that type of buyer that understands how to buy Shopify or e-commerce businesses and why to buy Shopify e-commerce businesses. I promise you this, people aren't going to buy your store just to put money in your pocket. Strategy number 3, we talked about it a little bit already, optimizing the 5 pillars of business. This is really all about what Say Yes is going to do, but I'll get into this a little bit more in depth just to kind of give you a little teaser of kind of the different things that I've learned personally from Say Yes. But really the sunset scenario is all about kind of that visualization, right? Not what are we going to do today or what's on the goal sheet for the week or the month. It's the big picture. Right? What's your number that you'd sell at, right? What is that number you'd put on your vision board and say, okay, I did all this work for weeks, months, years, right? What's the number that's going to allow me to cash out and feel good about all the stuff that I've done for this brand and for this business? And what would you do next if you had that number, right? This is really that mental exercise, that visualization where you're truly going to understand, say, okay, this is basically goal setting, right? I want to set this number goal for selling my business because it's going to allow me to retire and spend time with my family, or invest in my next venture, or cash out my house, or whatever it is, right? Knowing your sunset scenario, basically when your business goes off in the sunset and you leave it there, what does that look like? What's that number? And what are you going to do with the great proceeds from it? Now, I like this one a bit more, the SSP model. This really stuck with me. And I think that this is something that you could really look at every single minute of every single day. And the SSP model isn't the answer, it's the question. And it's actually 3 questions that you ask yourself. SSP, is it scalable? Is it sellable? Is it profitable? And really that is kind of the basis of every decision that you could make with your business. Right? Are you going to jump into influencer marketing as a means to grow your business? Well, you'd first say, is it scalable? Right? Are you going to be able to do this on a consistent basis, or is this just going to be a 1-week promotion that, maybe we'll get some extra sales and clicks? Right? If it's scalable, that's helping you achieve something that business buyers want. Right? They want a scalable business, right? They want to be able to grow a business. Is it sellable, right? Is this a process that is attractive to people on an ongoing basis? And this doesn't have to be just marketing, it could be a product, right? Let's say you add a new product. Is it scalable? Can you actually scale from the manufacturer? And if it turns into a winning product, are you going to have enough stock? Is it sellable, right? Are people going to buy it? Is it profitable? Are the numbers for these decisions right? And by right, I mean, are they going to help grow your business? It's not something for vanity, not something for experimentation. Is it profitable in the long term of the business, being a scalable and consistent strategy? Again, this could be product, this could be marketing, this could be operations, this could be employees. This could be really any decision that takes place in your business. If you focus on the SSP model, you're going to know that you're doing it the right way and setting yourself up for that long-term success in terms of that potential sale or exit. Finally, what are the 5 pillars of business? And this is really a great teaching point for any business, whether you're doing Shopify, e-commerce, digital, it doesn't matter. Every business has the same foundation. Every business has to have this, as you see on the screen, a sturdy table. It's really just the foundation of your entire business backend, right? How does your business work? You have marketing. You need to be great at that, right? Got to do your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads, your TikTok ads, your influencer marketing, right? You need to have sales, or you need to have products and pricing and presentation that's going to lead to dollars and cents. We need to have our finances in order, right? We need to be profitable with our entire operation, and we need to know our numbers. Speaking of operation, we need to do it consistently, and we need to have people that can learn our processes and our systems easily, right? If you create a 10,000 page document on how to run the business, that's not necessarily a great operational foundation there, right? Not very easy to learn, right? So your operations, right, when you do it the right way, when you have set and defined operations, that is such a massive asset to your business. A lot of people skip that. They say, oh, well, I'll just figure out as it comes. I'm willing to work 24 hours a day, and whatever it takes, I'll do. That's great, but you will run out of gas. And on top of that, you can't sell your own energy and motivation. So if you present a business that says, hey, you need to be available 24/7, 365, that's not very presentable. That's not very attractive to a buyer. You have operations that say, hey, this is about a 6-hour-a-week business. This is exactly how you spend those 6 hours. And plus, you have that proven proof of over the past 6, 12, 18 months, that's how the business has been run. Now you have operations being a massive asset to your business. And really, obviously, numbers are important, but the operational standpoint, I promise you, that's what buyers are going to be looking at as well. And then, of course, we're talking about delivery. Not only delivery in terms of fulfillment, but delivery in terms of your promises of how a business should, or how your business does operate, and hopefully will continue to operate in the future. And I'll tell you a story about Nate. And, really, first of all, I think it's interesting to kind of work backwards. We're talking about what's your sunset moment, right? Well, month 9, he exited, went to Disneyland, moved cross country. That was his sunset scenario, right? Big Disney fan, wanted to get out there and do it consistently, wanted to enjoy the nice weather, right? That's the end point. But at the beginning, he had a 6-year-old e-commerce business, and he joined Say Yes Enterprises to get one thing done, and one thing done alone, and that is to get his business to be sellable within 12 to 18 months. It only took 8 months. He became sellable. How do you become sellable? Well, you follow these different strategies that we were talking about. Knowing your sunset scenario, the SSP model, which really kind of, like I said, works into every single scenario in your business, and then, of course, the 5 pillars. You get those set up, Doesn't matter if your business is 6 years old or 60 years old or 6 weeks old. If you have those facets of your business taken care of, you're going to become sellable. Right? Then, of course, the next step is finding a buyer. Say Yes helped Nate with that as well. Month 9, he exited and got to that sunset scenario that we talked about. And you see the quote from Nate is exactly what inexperienced entrepreneurs need to get on track for success. Right? He was doing it for 6 years. Right? Maybe you are in a similar scenario. You've been doing it for a while. You've been working hard. You haven't lacked the work effort. It's just that maybe you've been putting that effort into places that aren't necessarily helping you get to that sunset moment, whether it's going to Disneyland and moving cross country or retiring or investing, whatever it is. Right? Say Yes is all about giving you that clear path and then getting there in a very reasonable amount of time. It took 8 months to get there. So another one, David's success, wanted clarity of his career path, wanted a step-by-step blueprint he could follow. And you see in the quote over there, the number one thing that David got from Chris and the Say Yes team is clarity, a blueprint, a proven blueprint. Right? And he closed a 7-figure deal within 2 months. Right? Everyone's going to have different goals. Everyone's going to have their different sunset paths. The bottom line is you're going to get there the same way by understanding these 3 core strategies that we've been talking about here. Whether you work with Say Yes or not, the bottom line is you need to have these different strategies, the sunset scenario in mind, the SSP model, and understanding and kind of a top-notch execution of the 5 pillars of business. So Say Yes is going to do a great job for you on the Shopify sense. I know a lot of you have print-on-demand stores, drop shipping stores, really an incredible opportunity to get your store not only profitable, but get it to the position to be sold, for you to cash out, and for you to have that sunset experience that you've really been dreaming of. It's the whole idea of that vision board and visualizing what we're going to do here. You work with Say Yes, they get your business immediately ready to be sellable. So if you're ready to check them out, if you're ready to Say Yes, get immediate access to their free business training. You see the link directly on the screen, sayyesenterprises.com/senior training. I've personally gone through this. I personally worked with these guys. And the bottom line is, like I said, they're at the top of the ecosystem when it comes to experts for selling and getting your store ready to be sold. It's just incredibly powerful to have this kind of predefined blueprint and vision, a proven vision, and then to kind of tack that onto your business. You really start to have clarity in terms of not only what you're going to do for this week and this month, but really that 6, 12, 18-month time period where you have that ability to really achieve some big goals there, cash out in your store, exit, find a buyer, and really make a ton of money. That's the whole, really, there's no other point in this video other than that. We want to exit our business. We want to build an asset. We want it to be very attractive to those people that are going to put that big cash check, or I should say cash or check in our pocket at the end. So make sure you check out the free training, 100% free, sayyesenterprises.com/senior training. See the link in the description below here as well. But an incredibly powerful training here, an incredibly powerful kind of set of ideas for you to wrap your head around for your Shopify store. And maybe you've never even thought about selling your Shopify store or your brand. Maybe you didn't even think that was possible. I promise you, take this training, you're going to get some really quick and intense motivation to get your store on the right track, because you'll see that big picture exit isn't that far away. So I highly recommend these guys. Again, check out the link in the description. I really hope this helps you make some money. I hope you get a big exit, sell your store, make a lot of cash. Talk to you real soon.